You know, some people like to think of the pun as the lowest form of humor. I like to think of the pun, however, as the foundation of wit. Now, a pun is by definition the humorous use of a word in such a way as to suggest different meanings, or words having nearly the same sounds but different meanings. For example, I once knew a teacher who had no class. In fact, she couldn't even see eye to eye with her pupils, which leads me to mention this point, that puns are not only silly, sometimes they're downright dumb. But despite that, please bear with me as I pun about this great state of ours. Iowa is a great state, and I'm proud to be living here. I was from Minnesota, but not anymore. Hip, hip, hooray! Iowa is the prairie state, and in or out of church there are a lot of prayers being said, but nobody prays more than my prairie godmother. Insurance is big here in Iowa, but now think about it. If you insure aunts, why not uncles? Okay, they can't all be good. Iowa is a state of mines, and besides coal, we also have oil down there, but that's another story. Thank you. We kind of like to think of ourselves as on the fringe of the Bible Belt, but not so much as to strap us down. Some of our high schools have great potential as game shows or even movies. For example, how about this one? Dolling for Dollars? Or a great movie would be Hoover for Hollywood. In this great state of ours, agriculture is king. But unfortunately, sometimes farmers barely make enough to sow any wild oats. Football is big here, very big. But coming down with cyclone fever would probably make your head spin, whereas coming down with Hawkeye fever would probably increase your vision by 100%. While some people think that Iowa is a crappy place to live, well, ask a guy by the name of Alfalfa and he'll tell you people who don't like it here are going against the grain. And this state has great colleges. Do you realize if you and I were to go to Upper Iowa and stand on this one hill, we would have a grand view of a drake on a lake? Two big names in the state of Iowa are John Ruan and Bill Knapp. And if you work for John and get caught napping, your career is as good as Ruan. Thank you. Well, lucky for you, that's about it. As you can tell, Iowa is a very punny state. Well, I've got to go now. I've got an appointment with my optometrist, and I don't want to make a spectacle out of myself.